if you're a networking connoisseur or a novice, networking is a most cost-effective marketing strategy for a small business owner. Would you all agree?
Yes.
Okay. Normally, it's either zero cost or a low cost for you to implement that strategy. But how many of you could use a better return on your networking investment?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. I'm going to share with you 7 strategies that's going to help you maximize your networking success. Here's my business card. Here's my business card. Here's my business card. That's what I found myself and other business owners doing. But we were not making a connection. So I had to sit down, use my graduate school skills and abilities, that student loan that I'm still paying off. Okay? So I had to make good use of that money that I invested into my education and apply that to developing a networking strategy. And so tonight, this evening, that's what I want to share with you. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about, first the 7 strategies that I'll cover is identifying your target audience, determining what your goals are. That's very important, your networking goals. Finding the right networking opportunities. And I'm sure some of you can have some interesting stories about networking events you've gone to. Crafting your elevator pitch, I'm going to cover that a little bit. I'm going to talk about how to mingle, how to work the room. I notice typically when I speak, I like to observe people and see what you're doing. And I noticed there was a wallflower over there. I'm not going to point out who he was. First name began with a John. But I noticed a wallflower. And when you're in a networking situation, you have to learn how to work the room and mingle. And whether you are an introvert or extrovert, you as a business owner or a professional, you have to know how to work the room. So that's the 5th tip. The 6th tip I'm going to cover is follow-up strategies. If you do not follow up, all 5 of the other strategies doesn't really matter because you're not following through on the opportunity. And then finally, the final tip I'm going to go over is how to take all that shoebox full of business cards. Anybody got a shoebox full of business cards? Or just a folder, or maybe you got them in stacks on your desk, you know? How to take all those business cards that you collect from networking events and turn those contacts into contracts. Good morning, emerging businesses. I am extremely excited to be here today. I don't even have words to describe how excited I am to stand before you today as an emerging business who can testify that if you build relationships and strategic alliances, you can turn your contacts into contracts. Failure to utilize the contacts that you've made through the Emerging Business Program will cause you to miss out on an opportunity. So meet, interact, network, and grow with local emerging businesses to turn your leads into prospects and your prospects into customers. So today, I want you to leave from here with 4 key objectives. I want you to learn how to improve your networking strategy, develop stronger relationships and make connections, understand the benefits of forming strategic alliances, and develop a follow-up system that will yield better results. Now, as you all know, because you all are emerging businesses, networking is incredibly important in turning your contacts into contracts because it is the art of creating connections and building relationships. So do you all have an effective networking strategy? I see some people saying yes and some people not really sure. Well, if you don't, the first place you should start is by establishing smart networking goals. I'm sure many of probably subscribe to newsletters. And some of the information that you get, it may not be interesting to you or it may not be of value to you. So what do you typically do when you get those types of emails? Delete. And what else? Unsubscribe. Anybody do spam? So it's more than just collecting business cards and sending out information. So I want to share with you how to be more effective with using your email marketing. Could someone in here, the ones who raised your hand, who actually use Constant Contact or any kind of email service provider, tell me some ways that you've built your list of subscribers. Anyone?
Just asking them for the email.
Do you ask that at the point of sale or over the phone? Okay, anyone else? I have a quiet crowd. How about you, Nancy?
I don't do anything on the internet, that's why I'm here.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, what is the best way of doing it?
So the best way of doing it is building your list is very important. You know, focus more on quality of the list than quantity. And I'll talk about a little bit later why that's important. So again, service or sales call. When someone calls in and asks the questions, I know sometimes it's hard, you know, because you might be checking someone out or doing something where you don't really have a lot of time to gather that information, but that's a good touch point in which you can grab the contact's information. In consulting, what kind of things do you think you do or processes you take to create your strategies?
You try to utilize your strengths.
Utilize your strengths, absolutely. Anybody else?
What you're trying to accomplish and how you measure it.
Right? What your goals are, what are you trying to accomplish, and how to measure.
How to get more accomplished in less time.
How to get more accomplished in less time. So strategy involves planning, right? You have to sit down and actually create a plan. It involves defining your goals and objectives. Why am I doing this? What is my objective? And what are the measurable goals that I want to achieve? And then when you're developing your strategy, then you've planned, you've come up with these goals and objectives, then you're coming up with the actual activities that are going to help you achieve these goals, right? So that's what you do when you're doing your business plan, when you're planning a trip. So why not have a strategy for your networking?